Hello students, welcome to our channel. Today we are going to consider chapter number 2, Nutrition in Animals for class 7. Now, previously you have studied about nutrition, or in the first chapter you have studied about the photosynthesis process. That means we know that plant can prepare their own food by the process of photosynthesis. But animals cannot do that because they don't have tendency to produce their own food. So they get their food from the plants. That means they depend on plants. We can say that either directly or indirectly. So these animals are depend on plants either directly or indirectly. That means they can directly eat the plants or indirectly by eating the animals that eat the plants. So these are the two possible ways by which animals get their food from the plant because they don't have a photosynthesis process. So this is the food process for animals. Now here you can take the example, we can take example cow which eats grass directly, that means they eat plants, and the other animals which eats the grasses. Now some animals eat both plants and animals. That means there are some animals which can eat both plants and animals. Okay. Now what is the necessity of these food elements? That means why food is necessary. Now we know that the each and every organism including human requires food for their growth. That means to grow. That means animals can grow or human organisms can grow. Then second thing is for repair. That means to fight against the diseases. That is the second necessity. And the third necessity is functioning of the body. So these are the three basic requirements of food. That means each and every organism required the food. Now the food we eat is actually in the form of different substances, like different complex substances. Suppose example is carbohydrate. So the components of food such as carbohydrates are complex substances, and these complex substances cannot be utilized directly. Utilized means our body cannot synthesize these complex carbohydrates directly. So that's why these carbohydrates or these complex substances should be broke into the simpler substance. That means they should be broke down or break down into simpler substance. So such a breakdown of complex components of food into the simpler substance is called digestion. So what is the digestion here? The breakdown of complex component of food into the simpler substances is known as digestion. So in this chapter we have to study about the digestion. Now the mode of taking food into the body varies in the different organisms. That means different organisms can take their food in a different manner. As the organism changes, the process of taking food is also changed. So according to organism, the process are different, and digestion system is also different in different organisms. Now in this chapter, first of all we have to consider the digestion system in human. That means digestive system in human that we have to study in this chapter. Okay, so just remember the food taking process varies in the different organisms. Now the process of breakdown of complex component into simpler substance is referred as a digestion. Now we have to see how this process can be carried out in the human. Okay, so that's why we have to consider digestion in human. That means digestive system of human that we have to consider. Okay, now you are familiar with the different food substances which we can eat. That means human can eat. Now you can see the diagram of the human digestion system, which is shown in this diagram. You can see the all components. Okay, there are different components. Now the food passes through a continuous canal. So here word is used, canal. The food passes through the continuous canal which begins at the buccal cavity. Remember the word, this process begins at the buccal cavity, which is shown in the diagram. You can see the buccal cavity. Here it is a buccal cavity, and this process ends at anus. That means what is the last component? Anus. Here you can see it in the diagram. So process starts at buccal cavity, that means from mouth, and it ends at a anus. So whole process carried out between this continuous canal. So now this canal can be divided into various compartments. It is not a whole single compartment. The first compartment is buccal cavity, which also includes salivary gland. That means it has also some other components. Then second is food pipe or oesophagus, which is shown in the diagram. You can see here a continuous pipe is there, pipe like structure is there, so it is referred as food pipe. You can say it annanalika in Marathi, which is referred as a oesophagus, which is a scientific name. Then next component is stomach. Now in the stomach there are different components like pancreas, liver or gallbladder. So the third important compartment is stomach. Then fourth one is small intestine. There are two types of intestine. First one is small intestine, which is shown in the diagram. You can see that. Then next component is large intestine ending in the rectum. That means it ends at a rectum. It is also shown in the diagram. Large intestine which ends in a rectum. Okay. And the last component or last compartment is anus, which is already shown in the diagram. So these are the 6 compartments. Now as we look it is not very long path. That means it is we can see it very long path, but it is not actually a very long path, which it is very shorter process. It is very shorter process. These parts together form the alimentary canal, that means digestive tract. So the whole 6 compartments are referred as digestive tract. The food compartments gradually get digested as food travels through the various compartments. That means these food components gradually gets digested. That means they are not digested at a time. That means they are gradually, that means one by one, step by step. So step by step it is digested as food travels through these various compartments. The inner walls of stomach and the small intestine and the various glands, the one gland is given here, salivary glands, the liver and the pancreas secrete digestive juices. Now here digestive juices means they mix these juices into the food component. Secrete means they mix those digestive juices into the food, so those complex component can be divided in simpler components. So that's why it is necessary. One gland is given, salivary gland, which secrete the digestive juice. The next one is the digestive juices convert these complex substances of food into the simpler ones, as we have discussed in the earlier slide. Okay, so digestive juices converts the complex substances such as carbohydrates into the simpler ones. So it is the basic function of digestive juice. Then the digestive tract and the associative glands together constitute the digestive system. That means the whole digestive system is consist of digestive tract and associated glands which secrete the digestive juices. Here it is mentioned digestive juices. So that's it for the today. Thanks for the watching the video. Please like, subscribe and share our channel, and also press the bell icon to get the updates in the future. Now in the next lecture we are going to study this digestive system in deep. Thanks for watching the video.